With the art market in a rut, participating in art fairs is a more risky venture than ever for a gallery. Nevertheless, José Freire, owner of Team Gallery in SoHo, would never think of sitting out Art Basel Miami Beach. With phenom photographer Ryan McGinley as his magic bullet, Freire dreamt up a bold plan for his Miami Beach booth.
We have like a great plan for Miami. We added to the program a 62-year-old American abstract painter. And what we're doing is that we're going to pair his paintings with new Ryan McGinley color photographs. And I think that it will either be a tremendous success or a quirky, idiosyncratic failure, which I think is still worth doing. Ryan is, to put it mildly, an immensely popular individual. You know, we do openings in New York and the streets get shut down because we will get 1,000 people showing up at an opening in an art gallery, and you have this older artist who has been working diligently since the early 1970s, who, you know, an opening of whom is attended by 20 very civilized people, but being able to put the two people together contextually is really exciting, and I hope it works well. This is a model of the stand in Miami. So everything in here is to scale, including the Saarinen table that we're going to use. So this is a Ryan McGinley photograph that is 6 feet wide and a little under 10 feet tall, okay? And we're gonna have a door here and a closet inside. And we even put work inside the closet so that we can tell how much work we can fit in there and where we should hang on what walls in the closet. You know, we have neighbors. There is a gallery over here, there's a gallery across the aisle over here, and we don't know what they're hanging. We don't know if there's a neon piece on the outside here that'll flatten the color of what we're doing on the outside. So you kind of have to have contingency plans as well. Ryan gets solicited by people who send him pictures, sometimes taken in their bathrooms with their iPhones. I mean, this guy sits at his computer and gets naked pictures of people in their early 20s all the time. So this is a piece of Stanley's, and the way that the paintings are made is the way one writes a sentence. So he starts in the upper left-hand corner, and then he paints this square, this square, this square, this square, and they lead one square to another. And the fact of the matter is that every day, when this artist wakes up in his studio, there are no questions about what's going on in the outside world, what he should be doing with his work. There is this labor and this practice. When the painting is finished, he doesn't like to second guess it a lot, that he likes the painting to be a stranger when he's finished it, so that he doesn't grow tired of the painting afterwards. I know that some colleagues did not do Miami this year. They chose not to do Miami, and it never occurred to us for a second to remove that fair. Thousands and thousands of people see your artist's work in just a couple of days, and that has to count for something.
Galleries can spend over $100,000 showing at and traveling to a fair. Add to that baseline risk the cooling of the art market, and gallerists must go down to Art Basel Miami Beach armed with standout shows. Perry Rubenstein was a respected private art dealer who made the leap to gallery owner a few short years ago and has already built an impressive program of international artists. Several of the gallery's artists come from practices outside the traditional art market and are trusting Perry to introduce them to this world and to Art Basel for the very first time.
This is not an environment that can tolerate mediocrity. This is an environment that needs new ideas.
If I've learned anything in 5 years as a gallerist, it's that you must have trust and you must have confidence. Our floor of our booth will be covered in a classic Richard Woods floor. which, if I'm candid, I would tell you that I've only seen a conceptual drawing of. So I have my normal anxiety, but my trust and confidence in my artist that he will make something that is not only spectacular, but that allows me to also work with my other artists to show them on the walls in the room that Richard will, in a sense, create.
So this is a photo maquette done in architectural software of what the booth might look like.
There will be a room with a new series of portraits by Annie Kevins, the terrific English painter. She has painted a series of lost boys, Hollywood stars, River Phoenix, Michael Jackson. Then we will show 2 discrete rooms of Robin Rhodes videos, which were only seen literally for 2 nights at Lincoln Center. So this is a great opportunity for people to see something that they simply could not have seen had they not been at the theater. And Fail, for the very first time, period, will be shown in a public forum. Audiences have found them globally, whether it be work on the street or whether it be the use of the web. In a sense, they've created a viral community that is far bigger than probably that of even some of the most prominent artists within the conventional art world context. I think it's very important that Fail be included with Richard, with Robin, with Annie, in an art fair such as Miami, where they're now seeing inside the walls of our world instead of always on the outside.
My only issue is, what does my floor look like when I get to Miami, and how will that work with the other works of the artists? You know, in the course of the last couple of months, while we were planning Miami, we were then commissioned to do a major public artwork with Richard Woods, and I couldn't ask for much more. I have seen the fruits of Robin's labors at Lincoln Center. I will leave having seen the fruits of Richard Woods' labors. I am standing on a Richard Woods floor with Robin behind me and Fail in my presence and Annie Kevins' new work. I have every expectation of genuine success in Miami. Cautiously optimistic, I think, would be on the conservative side. I'm very optimistic.
In a brave new world where change is the new constant, the best cause for optimism can be found in the intrinsic value of art itself. Artistic expression is an essential component of the human condition, and whether its patrons are popes or the nouveau riche of recent years, there will always be a market for art.